man that I will not name. Yes! Yeah! They were very good looking and it was just a really good time. Hello my friends, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to Twin Talks Ballet. If you're new here, I am a mindset coach for dancers, a former professional dancer, and also a dancer who happened to graduate from college. I did a BFA in ballet from the University of Utah, and that is actually going to be relevant to today's video because I put out some polls on my Instagram and I got quite a few votes for another story time video. So today I will be sharing with you stories from my college experience as a dancer. Particularly, I will be sharing some of my fondest and most, I think, interesting memories from college. Join me taking a walk down memory lane. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so where I will start with my series of stories is actually with the end of my college experience, which was my time performing in the Senior Showcase show at the University of Utah. Honestly, this is one of my sweetest life memories in general because what we did for that show is, and every senior class gets to do this, we get to collaborate as classmates and direct and produce and then perform our own show. So we have the option to perform a solo if we would like, choreograph our own pieces, and then we get to put together our own like beginning and ending pieces if we'd like. So I was in very good fortune during my year because actually I ended up graduating a year early. So my placement within the school was kind of awkward at times, although it honestly didn't bother me because I was homeschooled growing up. I had somewhat of an unconventional life path. Like I was always hanging out with very different groups of people, like from a young age. So I've just always kind of felt like a floater in some sense, and I've had to get good at making friends with all sorts of different people, which I'm grateful for. But anyway, why that's relevant is that when I first started attending the U, as we call it, I was actually placed in the top level as a freshman, and that was something that, I mean, I really don't say this to like toot my own horn or anything, but I am proud of it though. I was placed in the top level, which is not normal. That was a really awesome experience because I got put with a bunch of juniors and seniors and I really was super inspired by them. I thought they were very interesting, intellectual, and also very talented people. So it was a pleasure to be in a class with them. So I was starting out like really almost no freshmen were in my class except for those who were doing the Ballet West like joint trainee program. I wasn't doing that. I was just there like just to attend the U. It was kind of weird. I wasn't with my class and then I ended up graduating a year early, and so then I was like a junior, senior, like sophomore, junior. Like I was always just kind of like somewhere in between. Why I say I was in very good luck is that I ended up joining into the class that was supposed to graduate a year before me. And so I became a part of the senior class of 2016, which was, whoa, such a bunch. If any of you guys are watching right now, you guys are the real MVPs. Seriously, they are doing great things in this world and I'm so proud to have known them. So anyway, in this group was a very special mix of super creative and very outgoing people. One of my friends was double majoring in astrophysics. Another had almost completed his degree in musical theater and then decided he wanted to actually just do a ballet degree, so he started all over again. And he was, you know, into musical theater and acting. And my friend Brian, who I was just talking about, Brian was this musical theater guy. He totally was like, okay, we're gonna have the best senior show of all time. To which I was like, right on, yes, absolutely. Because there's this kind of fun like competition of like, okay, you know, the juniors are like, okay, we're gonna have to up the ante next year, you know, there's so much camaraderie. That's what I really love about the ballet department at the U. Anyway, senior show. I got to do a classical solo and I also got to do this duet that was so fun. My friend choreographed it. It was like me, I'm pretty tall, I'm like a little over 5'8", and then there was my teeny tiny friend Lauren and my friend Chloe put us in a duet together. She put us together because she found us to be like a little bit like sassy and spunky in our personalities as people. to which I do not disagree. And so she decided to choreograph this dance that was just a little jazzy, a little like spicy, so fun, and just really hilarious that the two of us were put together. We had a blast. So anyway, the whole theme of the show was supposed to be game show themed. So we were supposed to be like one of those dating shows you would see on television probably in like the 1970s. And so what they did is they actually had the dancers, just a few dancers in the beginning, pretend to be contestants on a dating game show where it was Princess Aurora, Kitri from Barcelona, and then third Espisha from Pharaoh's daughter from Egypt. It was so funny, and they were trying to find Max, this male single dancer. They were trying to find him a match, and so all of the girls had lines. It was this whole thing. It was like an acting segment in the beginning. And oh my gosh, it would not do justice to the show for me to explain it, but the lines were brilliant because an actual guy who's an actor in musical theater wrote the whole show. And then in the end, we ended up doing this whole like wrap up segment inspired by Avenue Q, like the "What will you do with a degree?" And I don't know, it was like English. I don't know the actual like original song. I know, shame on me, but we ended up doing "What will you do with a BFA in ballet? What is my future going to be?" And so we had my friend singing the whole song while we're all just like, I don't know, you know, like doing this hilarious dance where we're just like dancing with rose-colored glasses on, metaphorically, you know. It was such a blast. And then our bow was like basically a free-flowing like dance twerk session to like Pomp and Circumstance, but like with a beat. So it was like bum, 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 bum. Oh my gosh, like this was literally my favorite performance experience of all time. And I will just never forget also just the pleasure that college provides of like being able to have friends who have totally different ambitions in life. They're pursuing something different and they just live in a different world, yet your worlds get to cross all the time and you get to learn from new people. And so all my friends that were not ballet dancers were coming to the show and they don't really know ballet etiquette. So I finished my solo. I did Gamzati. It was so fun. And they were like, yes, yes, you killed it, yes. And I had to tell them for the next show, like, you shouldn't do that. But it was so fun, like literally the highest vibes there ever were. Hey dancers, I want to just briefly pause today's video to talk to you guys about a great opportunity that I have for you to really prepare yourself to excel in auditions. And not only that, to feel confident and proud of what you're putting out there, no matter the results of your auditions. And that is the Mindset Plus Movement Technique Accelerator Program. This is a program I decided to create a couple months ago that uniquely mixes my expertise as a ballet teacher to help students find an approach to technique that allows them to create massive improvement in their turnout, their extensions, things like pirouettes, whatever your trouble steps are that keep you consistently frustrated. I am very passionate about using kinesiological principles to help you find a way to improve your technique in a way that works for your body, makes excellent technique possible. And I'm also so passionate about the fact that I believe good technique is efficient technique, and it might even feel easier for you and better on your body than your old approach. So I combine that approach with my expertise as a mindset coach to do mindset coaching with you during our private lessons together over Zoom, of course, to help you overcome the mental blocks, frustrations, limiting beliefs that consistently impact your ability to do things well, like pirouettes, adagios, whatever turnout, whatever it is that you feel locked up before you do it. You feel frustrated or you're like, oh no, pirouettes, I'm terrible at those. That is a mental block, my friend. So I combine mindset work with technique work to help dancers drastically improve their technique in a short amount of time and to finally feel confident in their ability to dance well. There's nothing I love more than helping dancers fall in love with their own dancing and to feel free and joy and confidence, you know, while they're dancing. So if you're interested in this program, I'd highly recommend you click the link below to check out all the details that this program includes that I was not able to talk about here, and also apply for the program. I can only work with 4 dancers at a time. Spots are already filling up for January, which is a great time to do audition prep after the holidays. So Apply now, check out the details of the program. I can't wait to work with you. All right, let's get on with the rest of the video. Okay, my next favorite memory from college was actually the surprise of falling in love with character dance. Like, okay, here's the hilarious thing. In the ballet department at the University of Utah, they have this student organization. It's like, well, it's a club within the ballet department that used to be more of an official class, and we kind of transitioned it to be more of a club. And it's called Character Dance Ensemble. Now, the allure of joining in on this year-long class and program is that you devote every Monday night to, and you do a couple performances that are just character dance. The draw of it for most students is that at the end of the year, you fundraise and you get to go on a trip abroad to go for a week to another country, usually in Europe, and to go get to learn the national dance of that country from the people who know it best. And I ended up getting to go to Hungary. I got to go to Budapest. And then the second year I did it, I got to go to Lviv, Ukraine. And it was literally the time of my life. It was such a privilege. I ended up getting to go dance in Hungary at the Hungarian National Dance Academy. And I actually didn't know that that's where we would be training literally until I showed up on the first day. And I saw the sign on the building and I was like, are you, what? Hungarian National? Like, what? Because being the ballet nerd that I am, I actually knew people at Houston Ballet when I went there during the summer one year when I was younger. I knew some dancers that were from that academy and ended up dancing with the Hungarian National Ballet. And so in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here. And it was just such a privilege. And we got to perform for the students in the dance academy there, and then they performed for us, and they were actually so amazed that a group of like all women were doing character dance, because in Hungary most of the character or the folk dancing performances there are done in like a partnering dance. It's a man and a woman dancing together, and so to have like an all-girl show for them, they were like, wow, you did all. We were doing actually some of the guy stuff though, because we just didn't have a guy, but it was so cool and they were so welcoming. And then we ended up getting to have a like partnering class with some of the guys in the academy, and don't want to be inappropriate, but they were very good looking and it was just a really good time. Actually, what I want to talk about is the fact that I was really in CDE. I was in it, I signed up for it for the trips, but then I actually kind of fell in love with character dance, you know, just like the port de bras of it and the rich history and getting to connect with the idea so closely that these dances tell a story of a certain people group, and we get to retell that story and learn about it. It was so cool. And we also had just an amazing professor, Richard Wacko. What a legend. If you know, you know. He had funny nicknames for everyone in the department, like literally everyone. There was like usually 130 or so students at one time, and he would have a nickname for everybody. I was at one point the red-haired girl, which was so weird because, like, I mean, look, my hair is not that red. It's a little, but there were like some actual redheads in my class, and so we would all just be like, So then he called me Kemp for a while, and then I affectionately became known as Carrot Kemp, which was my personal favorite. The next story I'm going to tell you is one that you're probably like, are you kidding me? This is one of the stories you want to share. This is a highlight for you, because I mean, when you listen to this, you, like I was in this situation, will probably get riled up. You will probably, rightly so, be angered by this situation. But I want to tell it for a point that will become clear later. So essentially, we had many amazing guest teachers come in. Periodically, it would be, I don't know, at least every couple months, we would get to take class. Like some dancers from the Trocadero Ballet in Monte Carlo actually came to perform in Salt Lake City, and we got to take a master class with one of the company members, which was it was so amazing. And also we got to take class from a dancer with the Netherlands Dance Theater. That was incredible. Now, this next masterclass I'm going to tell you about, which is really the focal point of our story here, was a much more unsavory experience, because the director of a company that you would probably know the name of came to teach the top level students. This man that I will not name. What do you guys think? If there's like a really bad experience that I've had with an individual who's public and I find him extremely problematic. Do you think it's good to like say the names? I mean, because I have no professional affiliation with this person. I wouldn't really have a problem sharing it, but I feel like it's also taboo in a way to like out someone, but it's like for actually very bad behavior. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, he comes into our class before the class even starts, y'all. Before it starts, we don't dance. We have said nothing. He comes up to one of the center bars and you think like he's going to introduce himself, say hello. He's happy to be here with us. Something nice like that. No. No. This man just says, you guys think you're all so smart. You think you're so intellectual. You think that you know so much about ballet. But none of you actually know how to dance. This man said that before he had seen any of us dance in this class. How dare he? And throughout the rest of the class, he would intentionally try to trick people. He would fearmonger people. Like literally, he was trying to make us crack. It was insane. So he would show a combination really, really, really fast and then do something like, for instance, how many passes were in that combination? Raise your hand. No one would raise their hand because he seems so evil. Like you're probably, if you get it wrong, he's gonna like, I don't know, whack you or something. And so no one was saying anything. And then he kept doing that. And I was picking up on it. He's getting a power trip out of this. No, no. And like I had enough of that in the school I had come from. I knew how to sniff it out. Okay, that is one thing I'm grateful for. When you experience, you're under the foot of someone who is so toxic for so long, you don't tolerate it anymore. You can tell when it's coming. And so I was just like, I am not available to contribute to any power trip this man is going on. No, thank you. And so I could tell. He would notice the dancers that were the most timid, the most afraid towards him, which they had some reason to be. He would give us a reason to be afraid of him. He would target them and shame them, humiliate them, set them up to tell them to do something that's hard, and then pick apart everything they were doing, and then ask them tough questions, and then cut them off in the middle of what they're saying, and cut them down further. He was just like drilling into people. It was ridiculous, so ridiculous. And one of my professors was watching, two of them, I think. One of them was just sitting there. The other one looked horrified. I was like, yes, why don't you both look horrified right now? This is stupid. Literally don't pay this man. This is crazy. And so when he pulled one of those questions, like how many passes are in this combination? I figured it out a couple minutes into class. My little Texan butt was like 14. And it was freaking hilarious because I actually got it wrong. And he was like, 14, you said. 14, she says. There was 12. And I just go, okay. And it was like a freaking like, okay, you're going on a power trip. I'm going to be there too. You know, I wasn't being disrespectful, but I just wasn't backing down. I wasn't like antagonizing him. That would have been a horrible idea. But I wasn't giving him any fear to feed off of in me. And several times in the class, you'd be like, who wants to show it? Every time I would just be like, me. And I would do it. And you know, it wasn't perfect, but I would do it well enough. And he might have had some feedback, but I noticed what he was saying to me wasn't actually that cruel compared to everyone else. And then at the end, like he had everyone walk up one by one and tell him like what we learned in the class. He was trying to like actually treat us all like we were children, like to really push us down so then we would feel shaken. It was so bizarre. And so at the end of the class, I went up, I said my thing, and he was like, good job. And oh my gosh, it was literally the proudest moment I ever had in my life. And that is also, side note, and reason why I am so passionate about telling dancers that having confidence as a dancer is something that protects you from manipulative people like that, from abusive people like that. If you are looking for validation from these people to tell you that you're okay, that you are good enough, that you're smart, who you are as a person, what your worth is as a person. You are likely, if you really try to make it in this field, going to come across people who will have no problems leaving you with a sense of self-worth that's garbage. There are just people like that that exist in the world. It's not just a ballet thing. And I don't mean to be dismal about it, but that just is the way it is. And you know what? I pray for those people. You know what? I feel sorry for them. I hope that they don't continue to behave the way towards people that they have. I think it's despicable. But at the same time, I take this as an opportunity to say, I am not available for what you have to say about me. I know who I am. I know that whatever method you're trying to use against us, it's about you. It's not about me. And I just want dancers to know that you don't have to bow down to anybody, okay? Like, be a good student, be a good employee, be respectful when respect is due, be a respectable person, you know? Don't give people a reason to treat you poorly as much as you can. You know, none of us are perfect. If you make a mistake, that makes you a human. That doesn't make you worthy of being stripped of your dignity as a person or being talked to like you're 5 years old. That's unacceptable. And so anyway, I'm going on a little tirade right now, but that was like a highlight moment for me, I'll say, in my college experience, because it really showed to me how small some of these people are in the industry. They want power based off of how scared you are of them. And the one gift that you could give to yourself in that moment is to not give them that fear. And I know it seems easier said than done, but if you are convicted about that, I swear having conviction, like, no, I'm not. I'm not available for you to talk to me like that. I don't receive anything you're saying. And it doesn't mean you have to be like, no, you're wrong. I'm not going to listen to you, like verbally, but you can just, have them, talk to you, say whatever they're going to say. You're not smart. You can't dance, whatever. But just to have it fall on ears that are not open to hear it, you can disagree with them on the inside and be like, thanks for your suggestion, but nah, I'm good. As you can tell, this video could go on and on and on, as it will. I'm going to actually crop this and post a part 2 to this video just because I want to make this content a little more digestible, but I do hope you're enjoying these stories as much as I am enjoying telling them to you. And by the way, if you are interested in more college-related videos that share just insights about what it's like to be a dancer in a college dance program, would I recommend it, and just general tips and advice if you're considering this path. I also have a video on how to know if the company route, college route, or conservatory route is best for you at this time in your training. So I will have all those linked in the description and probably in the cards as well. So that is all. I hope you will subscribe to make sure that you don't miss this next video, and give this a like if you haven't enjoyed it so far. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.